Hello, hello, hello! Coming up on today's episode, we expand our cargo train network. We continue residential development in Upper Turnwater, and we extend our university campus. All this and more on episode 19 of Ashbury Dales, here on Snapdragon Cities. Well, where do you find us? So you find us at this small, public works campus. We've got this power and recycling small industry going on over here. We are starting to run a little bit low on some of our city vitals, and so it's about time we considered expanding this. We need some sewage treatment, more electricity. We will soon need some more garbage processing, and so it seems entirely sensible that we might take this opportunity to extend this out. In the past, we have tried, and I think failed, to give the impression that this power unit connects somehow to this recycling plant. We can see here we've got these pipes going over the top into some blue box that we've sort of managed to get next to this air conditioning unit pumping into this storage shed here. That's all well and good, but I don't think we can continue to just kid ourselves and say, right, for every one of these, we need one of these, and we need them to line up exactly like that. We've got some space to grow into behind. We need to get a bit more done in this area than we've got here. So we're going to take a few moments to essentially just rework this entire bit, add some more stuff in there. We'll try and do that nice and quickly, but we do want to make sure we get it done nicely as well. So by the time we're done with this, we'll see some new sewage treatment facilities here. Probably another one each of these, and maybe a different layout to get us feeling like we've made something good out of this. So give me a couple of moments to get that sorted out, and I'll be right back with you. That'll do nicely, I reckon. So all up in the green here, sewage treatment way above where we need to get to. This will do us for a very, very long time. So this is Ronix or Ronnie X69's water treatment basin. So approximately infinite capacity here. So we'll be well all right with that. Loads of power coming off these as well. That'll do us well for a long time. Garbage processing status, absolutely great. We won't want to do any more garbage processing here. If we've got we'll have to put it elsewhere in the city. Otherwise, this is all fine. Happy with this, happy to move on. One more thing we want to make sure that we get right before we get into the rest of the build. Over in our ore industry, we've been struggling for jobs, been struggling for employees as well. I want to put down some barracks in here. It's frustrating that I didn't think of this sooner when I was looking around for things to do to get us some more jobs, to get us up to the next level. But here we are. So we're going to find some barracks. I don't think we're going to think too hard about where these will go. It seems like we've got some decent space along here. So we will just plonk, I think. And then maybe also some along here. There we go. So one of the most impressive features, I think, about these barracks is their ability to withstand having pylons go through them. So you see this here, this pylon just perfectly well integrated into the roof and walking ledge here. It doesn't have to be. You see it works just as well. If we take that away, it will cause not that much problem at all. So I think if I can just demonstrate that like that, and you can see the building itself survives. So it's happy with or without that in there. I'm deleting all these power lines. I think I'm right to say that these bridge the gap. Yeah, okay, so we've got that power cable there, which is getting all the power that we don't need these other ones, right? So we can get rid of these. Excellent. Wonderful. Love that. Great. So we've sort of cannibalized our workforce over here by putting the offices in. And so between all of this that we've got, so we've got a big office over here somewhere, isn't it? And then this, our farm, all kinds of things that are creating employment opportunities for people in our city. They are all more than we need. And so you can see we've got very high residential demand, that is what we are going to look at when we get over here a little bit later in the episode. So we've got plenty of space over here in Upper Turnwater and lots of residential demand to help us fill it. First, though, I want to turn our attention to something we've been looking at for a while. So this is our entire city. Everything that we've done so far is here. So we've got Turnwater, Whitehall, Beechwood, Loughborough here, Oakerton, all of our schools, the Poly, the Quarry, and the farm. Our railway network just skims around the edge of it. So it connects from the bottom of Loughborough to the bottom of Turnwater and nowhere else. We've got a stop along the way for our warehousing, but nothing else going on here. We do have, though, if we have a look here, at the bottom of Loughborough, we've talked about this before, this would-be train line that extends beyond the scope of our current network. So we can see the map designer, Uncle Ron, has done a fantastic job of decorating this join between what is, I think, just a footpath or a dirt road and the railway line. And this goes all the way along to here, and then we've got a similar join at the end here where it connects off then out to the city. We also have this massive industry up here, and it would seem plausible that we could get a railway line to go up there. There's nothing else going on here. We've got no plans for this space here for the time being, so we could find a railway station at the bottom of our ore industry here and then weave a train line either inside the motorway, or I think more likely crossing and then coming around this intersection here and coming back over the probably under the railway, the motorway here. That feels achievable and feels like it would add value. It feels like we got a lot of cargo coming out of here that doesn't need to. If it could hop on a train, that would save us some traffic here. It would save us some time. Getting the goods out of the city feels like it would be a good use of our time and resources. And so we're going to do that. That means starting here, right back at where this joins, to reinstate this would-be railway line. So we're going to take some time to do that. We're going to then branch off and find a path up to the industrial area here. We will consider coming inside the motorway. That would definitely be the shorter path. But I think if we can get it this side of the motorway, it does open up more options for us in future. Should we ever want to make use of this space in any way, I think we'll be just happier to have the railway this side of the line. So let's get on with that then. We'll try and talk some of this through, I think, as we go, because we're going to try and make use of the Network Multitool to get this done. There's a couple of things that we can make sure that we're getting right here. So we want to make sure that we've got the right railway network selected. So we're using these mainline embankment railways throughout our city. These are the ones that came with the map. So we've got no, we haven't made that choice. It's just what came with it here. Unfortunately, I can't just go through and upgrade this to that. This is not a railway network, so I can't just upgrade it. So we're going to try a couple of other tricks. What we're going to do first, I think, is see if we can use the parallel roads tool from the Network Multitool. I think what I'll be able to do is if I create a parallel, let's put it just that side for the sake of it. Let's put it 10 meters above. If I do that there, then I can go through and remove the path that's there. We've got some decals here as well, which I think we can move. So if we just choose props and decals, wonderful. And then if we come right back to the beginning of the line here, we can just very carefully go through and delete this road. There we go. And then what we can do for part 3 of our marvelous 3-step plan is create a parallel road off the parallel road that we created. Remembering that we were 10 meters away. There. Then we can go through, join these nodes up. There we go. Seems hard to imagine that additional railway line will be useful. So we could leave it in, but we're not going to. We'll go through quickly and just get that out of here. There we go. And so then we've reinstated the former train line in here, and we've done that in a way that's preserved the trees and essentially preserved the route. A couple of things we need to make sure we get right. The network that we've selected doesn't really have an overhead piece, so we need to decide what to do about this section here. Probably what we'll end up having to do is convert this to a bridge, and in so doing give ourselves the requirement to just move this road, which I don't think will be too much of a bother. It's much better than trying to bend the railway line. So love that. That seems great. I think we might be done with that. I think that might be, yeah, railway line reinstated. Love that. Then the question is, do we want to connect the back of here? Yeah, let's do that. And then what we can expect to happen as a result is some intercity trains finding their way into the station there. Wonderful. That will probably compel us to have a think about more decoration here, or at least more shielding. That seems fine. In fact, it seems good. Right. Okay, then. So how do we connect the train line to our ore industry? Well, let's start with, oh, trash. Right. Let's start with the recycling centre. We've done a bunch of recycling centre work today, so we can do some more. Let's put that there. That seems to work. Seems like it'll work there, doesn't it? Right. So cargo station. Yeah, I think we'll just use a regular one. And where would we put that? Would it want its own little road, do you think? There's not too much traffic around here, is there? I think I'm quite happy just putting this in here. What will the traffic do? Because sometimes traffic does weird things with this kind of stuff, doesn't it? I wonder if putting it here is better off. Yeah, because I think what will happen is the traffic will come in, and then rather than coming down here and turning right into it, it will go around here and prefer to turn left. Yeah, we could do some landscaping work to here, but you can see already we are just below the motorway, and that's only going to come down. So the question is, do we try and go over here and around, or do we try and go over or under here and come around this way? I think we're going to go this way. So how would we do that? What would be the best way? So we don't want too many janky turns. So where would we want it to cross? We're coming out at this angle at the moment, so a turn there and there, plausible enough perhaps. Let's see if we can draw a straight line with the railway line here. Right, that should be fine there. Happy with that. So we can now try and connect from here to there. I think what we'll do is we'll just kind of do it and then ask Network Multitool again to help us. So if we take this node, and say, help me, it will. Right, that seems marvellous. Then we can pick out a couple of key points where we know we're going to want the railway line to be. We're going to want it that far away from there. And we're going to want it to connect. Where do we going to want it to connect? Like there or something. Yeah, that seems fine. Right, and so now let us again, Network Multitool, create a connection from here to here. There. Now, one of the things that we can do with this, so it'll give us a pretty straight line at first, but if we double click, it will give us these extra loops that we can go through. Double clicking in the center puts the angle the other way. So we can come out a little bit straighter from there. We can, if we want, I think, make that a little bit bigger. I don't think we need to worry too much about that one. Big is fine. We can increase the size on this one too, and then bring it in to about here. I think we want that curve, don't we? Wonderful. This needs to go the other way to avoid the loop-de-loop. We can come out a little bit further with that one, I think. And again, make it a little bit bigger. Nice smooth curves. And that, I think, will work absolutely fine. There we go. This has come out a little bit more pointy than we want it to be. So we can take some of that away with arranging a line. That looks wonderful. Do we want to do the same here? Maybe we can just go from there to there, see what it gives us. That's definitely better. Right, and then we can do the same work over here. So let's create a connection from there to there. Are we happy with what it gives us off the bat? Yeah, we can make that a little bit softer there. We can make this one a little bit softer as well. That all feels like a nice curve. Let's pop it down and then see if we want to... Yeah, so I think what we can do, again, is just maybe just go from there to there. Soften that bit out. And that feels like a win. Do we have maybe just one more chance at there to about there? There, it's subtle, but it makes a difference, doesn't it? Love that. Right, fantastic. So now we've got a bit of work to do just getting the gradients correct. I wonder what happens. We're happy with this height here, aren't we? I think that's going to be... Yeah, that's going to be fine. So I wonder then if we just try and slope from here to the join. Again, we'll use our Network Multitool. We'll go from here. And we'll try and just go to here. Where will it let us go to? There we go. So we see there's not much in it already. Let's see what happens when we... There we go. So fairly steady all the way through. Let's do the same from here to here. And that's about the same gradient. So happy enough with that all the way around. As you can see, we're not happy with how it's landed. So let's just go through all of this and just smooth it all out, I think. And then I think we end up being very, very satisfied with that along there. Are those trees too close? Yep. Now, is that hedge too close to the railway line, do you think? Yeah, I think that's better. These ones, again, probably are just a little bit too close. Let's go through and just check the rest. There we go, marvellous. We do have it in our gift, actually, to soften this bit out as well. Here we go. I think that looks great, actually. Yeah, absolutely no problems at all with that. So very successful in the end there. We've got a few more trees on the track here that will just prevent us from being fully successful. We'll get rid of those. And then I don't think we'll do anything with the back of that railway line. I think we'll just let that be. And we should, in the fullness of time, start seeing trucks. Maybe this truck even is going into the... Nope, he's not. But we'll see plenty. Plenty pick this up, no doubt at all. Something else that we need to consider, of course, is that at the moment the cargo can only travel one direction. We could, I think, make a connection here. Let's do that. So again, we can over-rely on our Network Multitool. What we'll do is we'll just draw a straight line there. And then we will... I think this will work. Do that and give us a nice curve. Let's get in on the node to make sure that we're happy with how that's worked out. That's fine. And then again, over-rely on Network Multitool. We'll just slope from here to here. Wonderful. Right, and then you can see we've got a little bit of work to do landscaping, but we know how to do that. Excellent. Right, that's all that done then. So we should start seeing this cargo station get utilized very soon. We'll just check that it is operating. It is in fact operating normally. Wonderful. Right, on to something new then. Right, so here we are at Upper Turnwater. So you'll remember in the last episode, we started placing these buildings down. What we didn't see in that episode, but we're starting to see now, is as these buildings upgrade, they become much, much more modern. I think the top end of the upgrade curve are these 3-storey townhouses. So we should start seeing over the course of the episode, things start leveling up and these streets transforming into something much more compelling. We'll let that continue to do it. I think we're going to be very happy with how that turns out. By the time we've finished this area over here, I'm sure that'll be almost fully leveled up. To this area then, we've got a blueprint, haven't we? We know what to do. So Upper Turnwater has got a theme that's working well for it. We know that we want a roadway layout that allows for 2 deep residential buildings, the path behind, and sort of back to back, aside from the path in between. So we can draw some roads in here. Make some connections where we want some connections, draw the paths in, make sure the zoning is how we want it to be. I'll get all that done. It'll be exactly the same as we did in the last episode, trying to come up with something very similar to this. So roads nice and close together, paths in between, zoning only where we want it, space for schools and services and commercial and things like that. But let me get on with this and update you when I am finished. There we go, how's that? So road layout, zoning sorted, pathway network established. We need to get it plumbed in. There we go. And in terms of power jumping over, what do we think we'll be able to do with that? I think we're going to end up with a school here. So maybe what we'll do is we'll pop that school in. So I think actually we want to try and find a way to get a road from here. So if I turn collision off, what do we think? Get away with it? Get away with it? Yeah, all right. Let's say that we got away with that. Why not? Right. So then we want this to connect over here. So let's just extend beyond, connect like that, and then we all know we're going to network multi-tool, arrange a line like that. Right. Let's get that to there, and then we can put the school here. Will that give us power jumping across? Have we achieved our objective here? So power gets there and then to there. So let's put some parks in this space here. Which one is the wider? There we go. So we'll do that. And then join these up with a bit of path there. There we go. That seems great. What's that done to our power traveling over? We'll sort of be starting our building where the power gets to. So I think if we maybe, yeah, look at that. Look, we can sneak a couple in there and then there, and I reckon those will then activate all of that area there. Right, we'll plumb the school in. Wonderful. Right, we're off and running here. I don't think it will take very long at all before these start to fill up here. So let's, before we get too carried away, just allocate some space for some commercial. I feel like along here would be absolutely fine for that, and suspect also maybe these bits would work. And now that I've done that, I think what I want to do is take the zoning off of this road and then have a larger commercial node here. Yeah, I think that's what we want to do. And then this path there feels a little bit redundant, so we'll take it away, and then maybe a dog park in here will not go amiss. There we go. We've got space for parks anywhere else. Here's a space, and here's a park. There we go. We'll find more things to do as we go. What else should we do? We should get the bus route extended over here. There we go. That seems great. Right, so we haven't got any power over here. Is there anything we can do to encourage that power to jump? Maybe it will jump across all of this residential that we pop in. Look at how close it is, folks. We need just a couple of bits in here and we're going to be good as gold. I really hope it doesn't make me run a power cable along here. There we go. We're done. Wonderful. Right, because we're not going to be here for a little while, I think what I'll do is I will predict our own success here. I will insist on some residential development. There we go. Would we have some along this road as well? It feels entirely likely that we would, right? So let's get one of our paths in here. Right, and then we almost forgot to decorate the school, didn't we? So let's not do that. Where would the end border of the school be? Interesting. There we go, high school in. So just some standard football pitches, basketball hoops, loads of flowers all over the place, a couple of parks outside, bus stopping right outside the front. Super busy already, loving all of that. Yeah, this is growing up nicely, no problems with this. This is going to fill in all very quickly. Have we left any bits uncoloured in? Yeah, a couple of bits here. Yeah, I bet by the time we look at this again, this will be pretty much full up. We've tanked our demand for residential, but that's fine for now. Right, last bit for us to worry about then is actually very close. We're going to make use of this space here. So our university now doing fantastically well. Ashbury Poly 4-star university. As you can see, we've got loads and loads and loads of room for more students, but we need more campus attractiveness before we can get to the next level. Some academic works as well, some more students. But I think the one thing that we can control very easily is campus attractiveness. I've got my eye on this space here for an extension to our campus. We've got a few buildings that we have unlocked since we last saw our university, and a bit of space here where I think we could deploy them. So what I think I'll do is extend our campus area. So we've got our campus area extended in a few different directions already. So we'll just bring this down to this area. I don't think we need to go all the way to the end, but we can if we want to. So we'll do that there like that. And then we've just got 3 buildings, I think, that we want to place. And then there's a few more that we can place duplicates of course. But we've got a bookstore. What was it? It was the bookstore, the laboratory, and the auditorium. Yeah, so auditorium, laboratories, and the bookstore. So we won't complicate this too much. I think we'll just find one way in, or maybe should we find a way in through here past the school as well? Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, good start. And then we can extend the road this way, I think. And let's get the assets down, and then let's see what they look like. So we've got 1, 2, and also 3. There we go. Right, so which of these would want some space? The auditorium's going to want some space, isn't it? That feels like quite a grand thing. Not massive in size, but certainly it would be quite an important thing. There we go, look at that. I think that looks wonderful. I'm very, very happy with this. So we've got the bookstore here with a few book clubs in front of it that seems sensible enough. Laboratory with a couple of fountains beside of it. Auditorium with a massive car park. Lots of colourful trees in here to remind us that we're near our amusement park. Loads of trees to remind us that we're in Ashbury Dales. This feels lovely. Absolutely lovely. So we could probably do some more around the back here. I think just some more of our big trees brush will help us here. Wonderful. Who wouldn't want to study here? Loads of people, it would seem, but plenty will want to, no doubt. There we go. And that has allowed all of this to build itself up nicely over here. So we've got this space in the middle here, which we need to do. I wonder what we'll do to connect the 2 parts of our town. Hopefully we can find something nice to do in the space in the middle here. If you've got any suggestions, let me know. We do also need to extend the nicer area of Turnwater Rise out along here. Ah, look at that. 24,000 people now in our city. Unlocked a bunch of new stuff here. Grand city. And so it is as well. Absolutely well done. Marvellous. There we go. So there we go. A series of towns, it seems, can also be a grand city. So finally, then, we had a discussion about this in the last episode, didn't we, about what to do with these trees. I said, drop in the comments, do you want me to remove the trees entirely, or do you want me to leave the trees exactly as they are? It would seem everyone but me realised there was a plan B. Just thin the trees out a little bit. Just take them off the top and replace them in down at the bottom. So that will give us nice views and lots of trees. It is embarrassing that I didn't think of that. But there we go. So I have now done as asked. We can even fill up a bit more space here. So we've got far more trees than we had when we started. And then when we come back up here to take a look at what these folks here will see, fantastic views of the city and some trees. Love that. I'm going to leave that tree there. That tree survived. It's part of this house, isn't it? Fantastic. Right. Okay. Lovely. Right. So we will in time do more with all of this. We've got this whole curve here to finish out. We've got these gaps in the middle. But I think this Upper Turnwater area is turning out to be fantastic. Absolutely love this. We can see already even this area, we're starting to see some of the 3-story townhouses pop up here. So we must be levelling up all quite nicely. And why wouldn't we? We're full of services all over the place. Schools and parks coming out of area holes. So marvellous. This is almost entirely all levelled up now over here, isn't it? What a fantastic visual indicator of how well we're doing level-wise. We can just look to see how many levels there are in the house. Look, 3-level house, level 3, level 5. There we go. Wonderful. Right. I think we should find some folks to follow around the city and wrap it up. And there you have it, episode 19 of Ashbury Dales in the books. And what an episode it was. We've got Upper Turnwater almost complete. A few gaps here and there, a few more things to do. But essentially, this is a fantastic town. It's got us up to the next level as well. We're making a fortune. We are slowly ticking up, even though it looks like we're ticking down here at the moment. And loads of demand ready to take us to the next level, maybe even a new area beyond this one that we've got here. I've really enjoyed this episode. I think this episode, the campus facilities at the back here are fantastic. If you've enjoyed it too, please like the video. If you do like the video, please leave a comment. Let me know what it was you liked about it. If you've done that, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, stay up to date with everything we do here. That being said, thank you very much for spending your time with me. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll speak to you again soon. Take care and goodbye.